I just needed an excuse to call Ben Shapiro. Okay, people, back again with another one. Bonkakat news. And Ben Shapiro is attempting to beef with Bill Burr. Are you dumb, bro? What are you doing? This is not your level. So apparently, I guess it started with Bill Burr just popping off on billionaires.
At least these fucking billionaires, they need to be put down. Fucking rabid dogs.
And of course, Ben Shapiro, being a right-winger, and right-wingers being the most rabid boat lickers of billionaires, had something to say about Bill Burr. He said,
Burr has become woke over time. I think he became embarrassed that many people on the right thought that he was very funny. He decided he was going to go woke.
Okay. Was that supposed to be an insult? Because deciding to be woke is kind of cool. Realizing your fans are a bunch of incel bozos and then changing it up, yeah, why not? I mean, what's wrong with being woke? To me, is the only thing you could be. I mean, what's the opposite of woke? Ben Shapiro? Oh yeah, woke all day. I mean, woke is simply about the black people of the U.S. empire being aware of the social injustices they are facing as a community. Sounds amazing to me. Sounds beautiful. Remind me again what the opposite of woke is. Ben Shapiro, Joe Rogan, Piers Morgan, Ricky Gervais, Bill Maher, a bunch of dweeby-ass white boys. Oh yeah, I choose woke again. Wu-Tang again and again. Get the fuck out of here. He also said some other shit, but who has time for Ben Shapiro? Bill Burr did reply, but we'll talk about that later. Let's talk about Bill Burr, the guy. One of the best things about him is that he's not an NPC who is unable to update the firmware. The man is always learning. He's confessed to being a right-winger when he was young. I mean, he grew up in Boston. What the F do you expect? What in the holy F do you expect? Although, to be fair, as someone of Irish heritage, he should have known better. One of the people that probably, I don't know, maybe gave him a bit of perspective, I think, was the late, great Patrice O'Neal. So Bill went from debating Patrice O'Neal on the side of the white boys to debating on the side of Patrice O'Neal against the white boys, like Opie and Anthony, bro, back in the day. Anthony of Opie and Anthony, the radio show, was one of the most Republican bozos you could think of. He owned guns and he had PDF vibes. He had creepy unk vibes. And Patrice was constantly, for some reason, trying to educate him. It did not work. Whatever. Who gives the holy F about a bozo? But that whole ordeal gave us the Bill Burr we know today. Because Bill Burr was always, and is always going to be surrounded by these creepy white boys, and he had a different way of thinking. He was always going to have to go against the grain, even when he's on Joe Rogan's podcast, who is one of the biggest bozos on the planet. Remember the COVID era when he cooked Joe Rogan and just encapsulated the ridiculousness of Joe Rogan's whole know-it-all while not knowing anything existence in just one bit.
Okay.
Let's start it.
I don't want to start this bullshit. I'm not going to sit here with no medical degree, listening to you with no medical degree, with an American flag behind you, smoking a cigar, acting like we know what's up.
And I really don't understand how Joe Rogan became the anti-vax warrior anyway. He's vaccinated. How are you anti-vax, but you're vaccinated? It's like claiming to not be a bozo, but you have clown makeup on. Make it make sense. You are not about that life. And again, I don't understand how Joe Rogan became the anti-trans warrior either. How are you anti-trans when you have more hormones injected into you than the whole of the trans community on Earth combined? Make it make sense. Joe Rogan is more trans than most trans people. You should be representing the trans cause. Bozo, your nipples look like cigars. Am I supposed to believe you're an actual straight man? Anyway, I went too deep and turned this into a rant against Joe Rogan. So, back to Bill Burr, the ex-redneck redhead. If you're a stand-up comedian who had an incel phase around, I don't know, 2016 to 2020, because I guess it was trendy amongst white boys, especially back then, to constantly complain about women with colored hair and shit. Heck, Asmongold still does it to this day, the outdated piece of shit. But back in the day, it was trendy to do so. So you followed the trend. You realized you started to garner a set of fans who resemble a bunch of incel bozos. So you pivot is the only logical thing to do. And when, in 2025, the likes of Ben Shapiro starts dissing you, then that's confirmation that you have reached the right side of history. Bravo. Welcome to the club. What took you so long? Okay? And the signs of Bill Burr's reforms was always there, albeit vaguish. Remember that Bill Maher clip?
Kids demonstrating for Hamas.
They were for the Palestinians.
It's sort of the same cause.
I'm on the side of the kids.
I mean, it was trendy amongst the Zio NPCs to talk shit about students protesting genocide. Bill Burr chose to buck this trend. He did not go into specifics, but at least he chose the right side. The signs were there. And then he ramped it up, bro. When Luigi decided to whack a CEO who's responsible for scamming and destroying the lives of possibly millions of Yanks, Bill Burr went to a mainstream talk show and said, "Free Luigi."
Free Luigi! I love how they acted surprised. Why did that happen? I have no idea. He wrote on the bullets why it happened.
Oh, we're back to Luigi. Okay, yeah.
I never left Luigi.
That was amazing. And then we go back to the beginning of this video when Bill Burr doubled down on the hate for billionaires. You know, billionaires, the creatures that should not exist in any moral capacity. In a just society, billionaires shouldn't exist. It don't matter who you are. Like, for example, if you're a Muslim, billionaires shouldn't exist. Heck, in Islam, you're not even allowed to charge interest. If you lend people money, you get back the same amount. That's extreme. You're not even allowed to gamble. You're not allowed to hog wealth. Billionaires are proof that we as a species have failed completely. So anyway, what was Bill Burr's reply to Ben Shapiro? Okay, I can't do Bill Burr impressions. I hope this will be representative enough. This is what he said.
All he knew is if he put woke on what I said, he would make more money. I don't know who he is, but that guy's a jerk off.
That sounds nothing like Bill Burr, by the way. But he's right. There's a whole gang of dweeby men whose whole brand is,
I don't quite like women with colored hair. Oh, this movie is too woke for me.
And this is where society has come to, where some anti-woke dweeb like Ben Shapiro is considered at all by the media when talking about an actual living legend like Bill Burr, bro. Levels. You need to understand levels. They are not even in the same sphere, the same gravity. Ben Shapiro is nothing. It shouldn't be entertained. Ben Shapiro is a talentless, racist worm. And you might ask,
then why are you making a video about this feud, about this beef?
I just needed an excuse to call Ben Shapiro a dweeby worm. It's not that deep, people. Let's not get into deep. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Peace.